Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another episode of Hearthstone. I have been trying to curate, and I've even been trying to get things done a little bit early. It's almost don't want to trade this off since it's a complete overlap with Paladin and Warrior, but I'm gonna do it for the gold. Druid and Warrior, so that matches together still. So all we're gonna do this recording session is play Warrior, it looks like, until we at least get 2 victories more. Destroy 40 minions. You'll notice I'm 25 out of 40 already done on that, because I had the whim to play, and we didn't need to play as a recording. I have spent the past 3 days, so pretty much all the time since the last time I recorded, just uploading videos, tweaking the information back on YouTube, and
the light shall
wasting almost all of that time working on an Excel sheet. Let me explain this. So basically, YouTube doesn't really do a good job about telling you when things were released. It's there, but it's not presented in a format that's very helpful. It doesn't come off as a calendar. It doesn't come off like a schedule, like to say this was released this day at this time, and this was released this day at this time. So it's practically impossible to, or at least it's very difficult through YouTube system to see when things were released, what the schedule is. Sadly, it also means I can't see what is going to happen in the future that's been pre-scheduled, and that's probably even more important than what has happened. It's probably a lot more important to figure out what will happen. So all of this is just, I need that information, or would like that information, so that I know Hearthstone gets released at like 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Kerbal Space Program gets released at 3 p.m. Things like that. Alright. Things like that are would be pretty helpful. And so what I've been able to do is that using the website If This Then That, you can take all the tweets from your Twitter account, which all my videos get automatically tweeted out. Why wouldn't they? Of course I want people to watch my videos. Of course I'm going to tell people when videos come out. And so it takes all the tweets I make, which pretty much is 2 types of tweets. Usually it's either I let a video out, or I liked a video, and the liked videos I'm just manually taking out at the moment. I'll have to filter that later. Next time I feel like I should be wasting time instead of actually doing video recording, which probably should be never. So the If Then This Then That will take those tweets, put it into a Google Documents sheet, which is like an Excel sheet. Of course I needed an Excel sheet type format because manipulating data in like a Word document or something else would be sorely lacking the functions, and even the documents, the Excel sheet is sorely lacking some functions, which caused some major problems. getting it to work the way I want it to is not the main problem. The main problem is getting it to always
My
work
shield
the way I
for
want it
Argus.
to. Let me better explain. Let's see. The way Excel works, you can put a formula in a specific place to calculate a specific thing. But as soon as the if then this that adds another row, well then the formula isn't automatically copied to the next row. So the I can get it to work for one day, but as soon as the next day happens and we start getting new videos out, it would stop working. Now to counterbalance that requires some very heavy, complicated calculations in which it takes everything that's there and then calculates everything in the formula on the first row and then automatically outputs it from the first row down. And that works good for some things and some other things it doesn't.
It's time for a little blood.
And so that's mostly where I've been struggling with it, is trying to just get this thing to work always. And I had it working good for the text, where it makes it has a date selector in the top left. You select a date. On the top row, it finds all the hours in which any video was released whatsoever for the week, and for every day of the week there on the left row is a for every day of the week there is a running program. I should have attacked this guy and used this. There's a row. And so in between this grid of the top is every single hour in which any video has been released, and on the left is every day of the week. In between is the matchup. So it lists every video that was released at that specific hour on that specific day, thus creating a schedule grid, which would probably seem pretty easy to understand. And
back to work. It's not a valid target.
No surprise I'm gonna lose when I'm talking and not paying any attention at all. And so then you have this grid that says, okay, these 3 videos were at 1 PM on Monday. So all 3 of those go in that square. And these 2 videos were at 2 PM. And mostly all of this is to try to help me get away from having more than 1 video at a specific hour. The desire is to have 1 video released at like 1 PM and then 1 video at 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't see any reason whatsoever to overlap and cross counter program, as it would. I think that's what it's called, counter program against ourselves.
Yeah.
I'd much rather say
Uther.
watch this and watch this and watch this. I am not yet to the point where I think, oh, the audience for the Minecraft episodes are totally 100% not interested in the Witcher 3 episodes. Therefore, I'll put Minecraft and Witcher 3 out at the same time so we can get more viewership, because I'm rolling in viewership all the other times that would make sense. Yeah, that just
Battle detected.
we're nowhere near that point that we would be programming like that. So I wanted everything to be an hour, and I want the range to be it is growing between noon and 10 p.m. is about what I'm thinking we should go with it. Let's see.
Battle commencing.
So I would like the... Why do I even have a Warbot in there? That's a pretty bad card. Now that I look at it.
Reporting for duty.
Let's see.
May my ancestors watch over.
Job done.
So the next part of the Excel sheet, that was probably to the point where I should have stopped. Right there.
Shields up. Red alert.
Was just making the text thing and being done. But no, I wanted to learn and I wanted to be fancy, and apparently the whim to be a computer programmer hit me yet again. And so inside Google Doc Sheets and probably others, there is the ability to load an image and load an HTML file. So all of my tweets by default have to have a URL link, a link to the videos, of course. And so it is possible through some very complicated regular expressions to extract just the link from the tweet, load the link, extract from that link just the link inside the HTML, XML, whatever, of the image, the thumbnail of a video, and then it is possible to load that thumbnail into a into a cell. So you can, through what was probably most of a day and a half of the 3 days work,
I am sorry.
load the thumbnails of every video that was released at that specific hour. And so that's the second sheet that I have right now. And if I were to waste more time on it, which I shouldn't, because that was a ton of time,
Job's done.
the next step would be to see if I can combine the pictures with the text, and I don't believe the Excel is going to let me do it in the same square. So I'll have to rewrite it so that it gives multiple rows, a row for the picture, then a row for the text, then a row for the picture, then a row for the text, type deal.
Not.
But it all works now, and it's at least helping me a little bit. And as it gets propagated more and more, as more and more videos get
Battle
released,
detected.
My shield for Argon.
then I think it will prove its worth a lot more. I'm wondering if I might use this sheet for maybe a channel update in the future. I might use it. I might do a tutorial on just the craziness of it,
Put this apple on your head.
because it is a very, very
Reporting for duty.
crazy thing, and frankly, the how to install and use Hearthstone deck tracker video it's been very good on the views. So more and more I'm getting pushed into doing tutorials because
Let the pain speak to me.
because it's getting more views. Deal 1 damage. So I may work on it again, but that all being said, I need to focus on recording. Although we haven't even started June. All the videos except for like the Kerbal Space Program is into July. So well a month ahead, like we have been for a while. But the videos got into a mess right at the moment. And I want to get back to the order of having, normally I try to keep it, whatever is getting released this day, at whatever time in that order. So it would be like a Hearthstone, Kerbal Space Program, Witcher 3, Plague Inc. All of those are
I wonder.
should be in the order, and then the next day is Hearthstone, and just keep on doing that. But it's gotten way out of order. Witcher 3 is just a long list taking up a whole page. And it's gonna have to be that for all new games, because if I'm scheduled all the old games up to like July 1st, well then I need to fill up an entire page with the Witcher 3 videos to July 1st just to get the balance back.
Let's
see. I need to attack this guy. Oh, that's just the battle cry. Never mind. Oh.
Reporting for duty.
So, really on the list, I need to do Kerbal Space Program. I know I said I was not going to particularly guarantee that that was going to come out, but I'd like to. Also, on that fact, I kind of feel like I may have lost all my audience just on a poor decision on my part. That I should have probably cut the scenarios. That is certainly a strange thing that I haven't gotten a grasp of. I wanted to get Kerbal Space Program out as soon as possible because
Reporting for duty.
that would be interesting since it went to one. But in doing that, I've went through the tutorials, and I shouldn't have done that, but I wouldn't have known that until after the fact. So, if I had just started with the career mode, it would have been better.
Job's done.
It would have been a lot better. And by the time people get to the career mode, I'm not sure if people are getting to the career mode. On top of that, something was wrong. That was right when we were using the new computer, setting up the new computer, something was wrong with the audio. So the audio is really, really bad on this first few episodes. So it's kind of like, well, I think it's even worse than what we had done with like the first episodes of FTL Isaac. Because A, I'm failing miserably at Kerbal Space Program, which is kind of the point for Kerbal Space Program, is that you're going to fail miserably. Everybody fails miserably on it. It is an incredibly too hard game. And, but on top of that, the audio is messed up worse than my very first videos for some reason.
Victory or death!
Oh, I heard that the Xbox Xbox One controllers are going to start having the standard stereo jack back on them, which is great news, because that was ridiculous.
Battle detected.
Nothing but ridiculousness that they put this, I think it's a standard USB, but it might not even be a standard USB connector on it. So all those headsets, you'd have to pay, I think it was like a $40 adapter that probably did nothing. Just to convert analog. It's probably just a cheap digital to analog converter. Alright.
Battle commencing.
Job's done.
If I'm gonna win against anyone, it's gonna be a warlock.
Do I have to?
Let's see, just bring this guy out.
My ancestors
Turn.
over
So I have now done all of Plague Inc.
ready to ride.
Evolved, yeah, that's the name of the game. Plague Inc. Evolved. I'm sitting here thinking, what was the name of the game? I just finished playing it like a week ago. I've done all of that, and that is the official stop of Series 3. I decided to stop naming Hearthstone episodes, and now they'll just be numbered. After the deck rebuilds at Blackrock Mountain. Honestly, I kind of wonder if part of why I don't get so many views is because I was naming them. Maybe YouTube's suggestion algorithm really just doesn't catch the number as the same thing. So I'm hoping that this turns into a situation where let's see, do one all minion. Draw a card. Draw a card.
Job's done.
I've got way too many of these cards in my deck. Way too many. So what was I talking about? I was talking about, yeah, Series 3 is gonna be done. We're gonna just start Series 4. I haven't started any games for that yet. I doubt Kerbal Space Program will be played long enough to fall into that. Let's see.
Job's done.
I shouldn't have done that. That was dumb. Now I just made that character, this guy, a bigger target by this guy. He might have decided not to kill him if I hadn't done that.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
You're in trouble now.
Alright. Let's see. For 2 attacks, I'll hit the face once, and then hit this, and then I will do no amount of damage this turn. Instead, just end my turn. Because this is going to go down below 12, and then I can do 3 with one of them. Alright. So I do this. Summon this.
Job's done.
And end the turn. This might actually turn around. This whole strategy here is not working well at all. Grim Patron, do 1 damage to get 2 Grim Patrons, do 1 damage to get 4. It just doesn't happen. And I'm trying to play towards that strategy and still not succeeding. Let's see. We summon this.
Let the pain speak to me.
We play this. Oops. Meant to attack. End turn. That was stupid. I was supposed to attack the face first. Oh, this revenge. Yeah, he's gonna win just doing dumb things like that. So he plays this.
My
Plays
shield
this.
for Argon.
Job's done.
In the turn. Need to get back to The Witcher 3. I want to get back to The Witcher 3. This break really isn't a huge influence on The Witcher 3. Maybe just the fact that I've done too much on it.
Everyone, get in here.
Let's see.
To the breach.
Just gonna leave this 1-1
Job's
because
done.
that will only help me more. Looks like I might win this. After all this screwing up and screwing around. Might actually. So on the Hearthstone level, it's not turning into a bad thing that we are falling behind and only making 2 episodes every 3 days. Because we're far enough ahead. But I want to be further ahead. It really doesn't hurt. How many times have I said it? But it doesn't hurt to be a year ahead. Let's see. This guy.
Everyone, get in here. Into the breach.
1-1 things.
Job's done.
He's down to 1. He can't even life tap. But if I do get a year ahead on Hearthstone, it's almost certainly going to be on its own merit. Finally we get a victory. Mostly haven't been getting victories today because I haven't been paying attention. Let's see. Is this the last episode? Last game of the episode? Or the second to last one? We'll see how long it goes. I think maybe a year in advance, if I'm releasing the last year's episode this year, probably something would change by then.
Victory or death!
And it all follows the same rules, I suppose. If something new comes out like Blackrock Mountain, we'll put that out of order. Otherwise, we'll just keep doing these until that fateful day in which I decide, you know what, it's not worth my time to play Hearthstone anymore. The only thing I'd really like, and I'm considering it, but I'm not sure about it, is possibly speeding up The Witcher. Fortunately, it seems like I'm ahead of everybody else. I'm doing hour to 2 hour long episodes, so
Job's done.
I would say probably that yes, there are people that stayed up and played all the way through The Witcher 3 and just raced through it in a week, and they may have already gotten the entire series out, whatever their series was going to be. But I don't really need to concern myself with them. I just more need to concern myself with
Trogzor.
with the people I really feel like I'm competing against. This will make him stronger, which sucks. And this will make him even stronger. But whatever. Actually, it didn't. Interesting. When your opponent casts a spell and weapons less family, choose the face, and if one more to the face, get down to 16 on the 4th turn. But I do feel like of the people I'm several hours ahead on The Witcher, which is nice, but I still haven't seen that really prove to be what it needs to be. I was hoping it would give me a lot more video than it did. Okay, that was a mistake. So now I can't attack this guy, or I'll just kill my guy. Well, I mean, I could attack this guy and then I'd be in the same position. So I think, yeah, let's do this.
Job's done.
That's a little weird, but okay. A little weird way to do it. So on the 6th and 7th turn I can summon these guys, and then
I am the blade of
on the 7th turn I can also play this. So I play this. Attack in the turn. I had hoped that The Witcher 3 had caught more, and that is certainly the just getting numbered, so far the evidence is not proving that The Witcher 3 is doing that. Okay, and so let me just talk about this. It's weird. It's real weird. No, it's not that weird. it's just kind of dumb. So there's this YouTuber called MK the Worst, and that name sounded familiar for some reason. I don't know what. And so they were doing Broken Age, and I wanted to see what the ending of the Broken Age was. And so for the past few weeks I've been trying to watch her muddle through it, and boy do I mean muddle towards the end. And she's just getting really frustrated. She's obviously not an expert, or the best expert at point-and-click adventure games, and so she's just getting frustrated. And oh man, I've watched 4 of them, and I'm like, okay, I really don't like how she's doing the videos. It's not appealing to me. But this last one is just like, she's frustrated, she's just going, erg, erg, erg. I guess I should take some pride that I don't do that. That I don't sit here and just, I have done it certainly on some things. I've whined, I've complained. Let's not be unrealistic here. I have definitely whined and complained, but I've never sat here and just completely made a weird experience. An experience I didn't care for was she's just like, she can't get through the game. She's running around on a point-and-click adventure, pointing and clicking on everything. She's not following the stream, and I understand that. I understand that part a lot, because if you haven't played point-and-click adventures before, you're going to be very confused about the crazy things where they want you to use the shoestring with the balloon to make a hot air balloon to escape the area. I mean, it's just going to be ridiculous combinations of things. But that's pretty much how point-and-click adventures work. So, I mean, it was just so awful. And, finally, after about the 5th episode of watching her, I thought she was near the end, too. She also took a huge break, in which she didn't release the latest episode. She was doing it like once every 3 or 4 days, then it was like a week before the next one, and I'm like, come on, I'm trying to stick with you here. But no, I just fell off. I went to YouTube and I just typed in Broken Age End and watched some other person who just ran through it, because I'm like, I can't take this journey with this YouTuber. It's too...
Battle commencing.
Ah, I'm doomed, I say. So no offense to MK the Worst, but I think she picked her name right, because it was just the worst. Nah, I don't want to say that, but it was pretty bad. And I think maybe she is a Minecrafter or something, because the name sounded familiar, like I'd seen her before on a collaboration. So obviously it was partially the game's fault. She shouldn't have been playing it if she didn't know what well, I mean, she should be playing it if she wants to play it, but it was definitely weird. One more game and then we'll call it the end of this episode. But she didn't create a great experience for me as far as following it. And I hope I strive at least to create a good experience for all my viewers. I don't want to ever feel like I am creating, just sitting here and ruining the experience, or showing the game in the poor light when it doesn't deserve it. I certainly, I'm sure people could make the argument that as far as Kerbal Space Program or FTL, because I am not an expert at either one of those, that I am putting it down and showing a poor experience. I mean, that is definitely true. But like I say, I just consider myself a slightly above average gamer. And as a slightly above average gamer, that was my experience. And same could probably be true for MK that was. She's probably a slightly above average gamer. And as that was her experience. And she was getting very frustrated with the game. But she was also like Twitch chatting and all that. So it's a little surprising that none of the
Battle detected.
Job's done.
the chat was telling her what to do. Also, it seems kind of like Broken Age might have been really difficult at the end. I do want to do Broken Age at some point, but I don't know if it's going to be anytime soon. I've got other games
Battle commencing.
already
Job's
in
done.
the back of my mind that I want to do. So on top of all of that, I mean, maybe I could do it. It certainly would be a improvement, something different. But I'm trying to get some of the older games down the list. On my Steam things, there's so many video games I've wishlisted because I played them on a different account, or because I've or played them on the Xbox, and there's just no way to record the Xbox and go back and play it. Like, I'd love to go do
Battle
Bioshock.
commencing.
I'd even do Bioshock 2 and Bioshock Infinite, and I have the slightly controversial opinion that Bioshock Infinite is the least Bioshock-y of the games. There's probably tons of old games that would be nice if they got remade and played. Like, I've never played Half-Life, so this Black Mesa update, if and when it ever finishes, seems like something that I might do. If they want to update the graphics so we have something nice to look at and I can play the game for the first time, that's fine. I don't even really think I'm gonna like it that much, but I'd be willing to do it. Let's see. So, we want to kill everything. Alright, Wind Fury for this. Turn.
Well played.
So he's gotta kill this, but that leaves this. So next turn I can summon this and play this. Unless he just wants to give up right now. Yeah, there's just a ton of games. The whole Steam thought hasn't paid off at all. Either I don't understand something, or something else is going on there. I mean, I don't have a ton of subscribers and people who followed me anyways, so maybe it's just a scale thing. But there just hasn't been. I've had 0 people bother to friend me, 0 people even think about donating extra games. Like Nate T-Bird is doing this really weird contest because he has 1,000 subscribers. Nate T-Bird, the creator of the Minecraft map Crypt Crawler, and he's giving away things, and I thought for a second, you know what, maybe I would enter on that, but it didn't seem quite right that I would do that. It just doesn't seem right. Plus, he wants you to write a big old paragraph of explanation, so he can have some research, market research for his maps, basically. And then contest in general, secrets to contest in general is that pretty much, unless you limit it to like right where you live, the United States, there is just an incredible amount of laws that make contests illegal. Like in Canada, it's illegal to do a random contest at all. Contest of chances. They have to get around it doing ridiculous things. But, and so many other countries too. But yeah, the Steam thing hasn't paid off yet. I hope it does. I want to get that Steam library set up so that I want to get new games, but I don't mind those old games too. I think most of the wish lists would be new games or games we do series on. Alright, well, that worked pretty good. So, next episode we're gonna do Paladin and Warrior runs. That's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll have to think about if or ever I'll show that Excel sheet. It's pretty dry and boring stuff, but for YouTubers it might be very useful. Anyways, as always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me, you can do that by clicking on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. That's another thing that has not been paid off, but I hope it does. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media site, all those links are down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.